price for a dozen large grade A eggs, some grocers are now limiting customers to a maximum of 2 cartons. In our last story, hundreds of bald eagles have returned to Lake Coeur d'Alene for their yearly salmon feast. Landlocked sockeye salmon were introduced to Lake Coeur d'Alene in 1937. Spawning season lines up perfectly with the eagle's southern migration from British Columbia. A Bureau of Land Management biologist says it's like going to Vegas for an all-you-can-eat buffet. You can check out our KCHW Radio Facebook page for more details on these stories. And for KCHW 102.7, I'm Chuck Ritchie.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. Getting started with my beautiful sister Val on a Tuesday. Good morning, Val.
Good morning. It feels like it's been years since we've done this.
At least one. Oh, yeah. Big break for the holidays. It was very, very nice. Although I did miss getting to spend those holidays with you, sister.
I know. I missed you too.
It's a big stinker. Being so far away. All right, this morning, Val, zooming in live from Deer Park, and I am live from the state of Maine, if you're new to KCHW. As we get things started this morning, we like to kick it off with a little bit of weather, and then, of course, we're a ski town, so we'll do that ski report, too. All made possible by a donation in support of public radio, of course, from 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort. So let's take a look at the weather first, then we'll get into those ski conditions. Today, we are expecting a high here in the valley, 33 degrees, generally cloudy, 30 for an overnight low with cloudy skies again, and some late-night snow showers at 55%. For your Wednesday, 36 and 27, morning fog, afternoon sun, slight chance of snow. On Thursday, cloudy skies, 34 and 26. Friday, 34 and 23 with snow at 50%. Saturday right now, 34 and 23. And Sunday, 33 and 20. Both those days, Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy, so kind of a mild weekend. Now let's move on to that ski hill. Let's take a look here at the base. Let's see, in the past 48 hours, they've gotten 2 inches of new snow, 7 inches in the past 72 hours. At the base, 34-inch depth. Up at the summit, you've got 90 inches. Weather conditions today, as you kind of heard from us, it's probably going to be a little cooler up there. In fact, 19 degrees at the base. 17 degrees at the summit, and they are experiencing some light snow. Its visibility is good as well, and expect a mostly cloudy day up there as well. You're looking at groomed, powder, and skier-packed new snow. Total year-to-date snowfall already, 118 inches. That makes for a good year, I bet. Wow, that's a lot.
That is quite a bit, yeah. We just keep on getting some snow up there. It should be a long season, hopefully.
Hopefully for them, yes. I remember several years back, before the new owners had taken over, they had about rough 3 years in a row. In fact, 1 year, I don't even think they were open a full 6 weeks. We had such warm weather. All right.
Wow.
This morning, we are looking for breakfast. Is this correct? I hope so. Breakfast on a stick, syrup cup, fruit or juice, and then for lunch today, quesadilla, refried beans, and fruit and veggies. That's all for the kids at school. All right. Anything, Val, from the holidays that was exceptional that you want to share?
Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think. It just feels like our holiday season was so packed in the last week. We couldn't be together with all the kids and their kids at the same time this year, so we had like 3 different holiday meals and just so much interspersed in there, seeing friends and things like that, that I think there was about 10 days where we either went to somebody's house or they came to ours. And I was like, by the time New Year rolled around, I was like, one day Brad's like, oh, let's go do this. I said, listen, I am not leaving the house today.
So maybe I was lucky I have no family in Maine besides my immediate children, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it was awesome. I'm not complaining. It's just I really value my time when I don't have to leave the house and, can just be quiet and whatever, do artwork or I've been crocheting or watch movies or something like that. And it just hadn't happened for a while. So I was like, oh, it just needs to calm down a little bit.
Mine's been so mellow, it's almost depressing.
Oh, we need to find something in between our two extremes, right?
Yeah, well, not a lot of skiing in the state of Maine. Pretty flat here. But snowmobiling, a big deal. But with the arthritis in my hands, I can't do that anymore. They just don't take the cold. So wintertime means there's no fun for Scott. But I am trying to work it out to where hopefully by next year I'll be able to leave for winter and go somewhere warmer. I'm turning into an old person, and that's my old person goal.
You want to be a snowbird.
I want to be a snowbird really, really bad. Also searching for maybe a female that has a place in Florida.
Anybody? Anybody?
I call that a bonus. Definitely.
Are you opposed to Arizona?
Oh, no. Anywhere where it's like 50 degrees in the daytime. That'd be
Gotcha.
good. That'd be good enough. I mean, that's comfortable enough. I can go outside and like anything below 50. When you have people that have really bad arthritis, everything starts to hurt. But 50 and above, typically very okay. So yeah, that's my goal, anyways. You got to have a life goal.
Some scientists did a study. This was, I don't know, quite a few years back, that somebody with arthritis cannot predict the weather.
I don't know. Our
And I
dad
was
did
like,
pretty
are
good.
you kidding me? I think anybody who has arthritis, whether it's rheumatoid, psoriatic, or just osteoarthritis, knows when the weather's about ready to change because you start aching before it actually happens, right?
Yes. Yep, you can
Yes.
tell. I think it's the pressure. I think that's maybe
Barometric pressure.
Barometric pressure, because you kind of like even when you're inside, you almost feel it. So
Yeah, I have this one toe that I broke years ago. And when that thing starts hurting, it's like, okay, what's the weather going to do now? Because this thing is killing me.
all right, first to check in this morning, as usual, Ken. He likes to beat everybody to the broadcast. So welcome. Thanks for chiming in on Facebook, Ken. Ken's like that in real life, too. If you're going up to the house, he's going to push his way in front of everybody and be the first one in the door.
He was really kind of upset with us for taking a couple weeks off. I heard about it a couple different times. He's like, why? Why do you have to take some days off?
Well, and then we had vacation before the vacation.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Ken, we're not paid.
Well, it's nice to know that somebody misses us when we're gone.
At least
So,
one person. Yeah.
Ken misses the show when it's not on.
Thank you, Ken, because I find I'm often a person who isn't missed.
That's not true.
It is true. Yeah. It's very true. All right. Let's get through a few events that are happening, and then we'll decide whether we want to do a little news. We got some really good holiday wrap-up jokes. So if you need a giggle this morning, stick around for those. All right, we made it through breakfast and lunch, taking a quick look at the event calendar. I'm not going to go too deep in this because tomorrow Paula and Sharon and Chuck will really cover what's happening in Chewigla. But you do have Sit and Knit today at the Senior Center, 2 to 4. It's also Chewigla Library Story Time for the kids, 10:30 to 11:30 this morning. Tomorrow you've got Tech Help at the library beginning at 3. On Thursday, it's a First Thursday Art Walk, the first Thursday Art Walk of 2025 in downtown Chewigla. It's called Pastel Visions, and it's the closing show for this particular event that's been going on for a couple months. Of course, you can catch that at the Trails and Gallery, and then restaurants throughout downtown. Also, showcase some art from local artists. So some of the people involved in this: Andy's Sandwich and Sports, Chewigla Creative District, Trails and Gallery, the Independent, Sporties, Chewigla Golf and Country Club, Chewigla Arts Guild, Chewigla General Store, the Yale Press, Quartzsite Brewing, Spirit and Clay, and of course, KCHW. There you go. Thanks all the sponsors, because this has turned into a great local event.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
All right, then let's skip ahead to Friday. Nothing to Lose Productions. Now, I know Janet and Jessica and someone else, it's escaping me, kind of fired this up years ago. And these are the people that put together our Singer Series, and we have a new one coming Friday night. Of course, our Chihuahua Center for the Arts wasting no time in getting right back into the action. So this production is called Somewhere in America, and it's songs of American spaces and places. It's a Singer Series concert. Again, Friday, the 10th, 7 p.m., $20, Chihuahua Center for the Arts. There you go. And that is at 405 North 3rd Street East. If you've never been there, you'll want to go. Lots of great shows happening right here in the big city of Chihuahua. All right.
Awesome. Hey, Ken came up with your new little profile tag. It says, looking for female, 50 degrees or above, teeth optional.
Must have sports car. Please send picture of sports car.
Exactly.
Because when I get to Florida, I'm going to need something to drive.
Well, exactly.
All right. The good news department. Let's start off there. Some good news. New federal rule going to remove medical debt from all credit reports. You're going to erase like $49 billion of debt for Americans. No longer show up on your credit report. Going to make it easier to buy a new car, a new house, all sorts of stuff. Wow. All right.
Wow. And isn't it sad that medical debt is so high that it affects people's credit score? That alone is sad and doesn't seem like it should have a place in our country, does it?
No. That, like yesterday, the doctor ordered a whole bunch of different blood work, and when I get up to the counter and they're getting me scheduled for the draw, they come back and say, oh, this one test isn't covered. Well, hey, you have to pay for it out of pocket. How much is that? $240.
Oh, and why aren't they covering $240? I mean, that seems like if it's going to prevent a higher amount of medical claims in the future, that just doesn't make sense to me.
No. And if the doctor thinks they need to see that, it's probably important. So I have to circle around on that one. They said, if you want, you can just do it and we'll try to bill it and see if it gets rejected. And I was like, yeah, no, thank you. I don't like surprises.
Oh, yeah, it is sad. I mean, you see so many other countries where that's not a big deal. If the doctors order it, it must be medically needed, and the insurance, the insurance companies are confident enough that your doctor is only doing things that are needed, I guess. So I'm sure there's unscrupulous people out there, but still, it just seems ridiculous.
It did end up okay, though. I always dread the blood draw because, much like our mother, as you know, they can never find my veins. They're really deep. I got a lot of skin or fat, whatever you want to call it, above those veins. And he looked all of 19.
Oh, no. That makes you nervous.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, my gosh, I'm going to be a pincushion, because it's not uncommon for them to try 4 times to find my vein. And this kid comes up, and I don't warn him, and he kind of looks, and he goes, oh, they're a little hard to see, and he starts, tapping my arm. And within a second, the needle was in, and he was doing his thing. I never felt any of it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got done. I was like, dude, you're a magician. You got a knack for this. I said, I've had old ladies stick me 8 times. Come on.
So Brad and I recently had colonoscopies within about 3 weeks of each other.
Together?
Yeah, not together. We didn't go in, not like a couple's massage or anything like that.
I don't want to see anybody smiling. Wow.
So he had his first, and the person that came in, as anybody getting a vein, this gentleman comes in and tries to set an IV and misses it, and the vein or whatever they do, that pain. Nothing went right with the IV, right?
Okay.
And so Brad doesn't say anything. He's just looking at me and kind of rolling his eyes. So I go back 3 weeks later, and when that same gentleman walks in the room, I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be good because they have problems getting a vein with me anyway. And I'm just sitting there and Brad's looking at me and sure enough, he misses the first time. And you're just like, oh, and it hurts so bad. People don't realize how badly that hurts when they miss it or blow out the vein. Oh,
Yeah, then
so,
start digging around. That's always fun.
yeah. Yeah. I think they always other than your hand, just because of your, other than your arm, just because of your, kind of restricts your movement and everything. And I feel like from now on, I just need to tell them that's the place to go. You try to get my hand or anything like that, it's not going to work. So.
Yeah, never fun when they miss. It's got to be a tough job, and I think you'd have to be a little sadistic to hurt people all the time. But okay.
And our poor mom, I mean, they would have to try multiple times before they could get a vein for her. And I maybe wasn't as sympathetic at the time, but now that I'm getting older and I'm starting to have the same issues, yeah, I feel sorry for her.
All right, Val, your signal is really breaking up. Just to throw that out there, maybe you can close a couple windows or something as we keep going this morning. Few news headlines. Okay, we covered the good thing about the medical debt. Next, I have heaviest snowfall in over a decade. Mega winter storm bearing through the Midwest and the South. So happy it's not coming up north. That's what I call a bonus.
For sure. It's been some crazy weather back there.
Oh, it's been horrible. So, yeah, thrilled that it's not making it up to Maine. No surprise to me here, but maybe to others. Stepping on the stage, I guess, last night. 72 years of the WWE wrestling. Netflix's Monday Night Raw showed us Hulk Hogan taking the stage. What did the crowd do? Booed heavily.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I guess he was going to be a regular. We'll see if he's back next Monday. Crowd did not like it. And I'm wondering if that's maybe some of the things he came out with, his support of Trump. Who knows? Plus, in his past, he's got a lot of skeletons there, too. So.
Oh, man. Well, that would feel really bad. You just get booed when you walk in the door.
Setting on pens and needles, waiting for Jack Smith's report to come out from the Justice Department about his dropped case against President-elect Donald Trump, and of course the stolen documents from the government. Trump is seeking, and others that have been charged, are seeking to block his release. He was going to release a report saying exactly what he found, and of course those people that are in the report don't want the report to come out, doing everything today to stop it. They say the release is imminent. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Hopefully this is one situation where the court drags its feet, because I think the people need to know and have a right to know.
It's I feel like we saw it with Matt Gaetz. If you're not afraid of what's in the report, why do you feel the need to block it from coming out? If it's going to exonerate you or whatever, I'd be like, yes, show it. I mean, so I feel like you're guilty because you don't want anybody to see it.
It's kind of what it screams. And what do you call it? The grand when they're getting ready to charge someone, a grand jury. They're saying, all this information is from the grand jury. Okay, so people that knew things about you and were saying what you did. And then a grand jury decided there was enough information to charge you. Okay, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that.
I feel sorry for the people who feel it's their civic duty to step forward when they've seen wrongdoing. And then either they're made to look like they have a vendetta, it's a political witch hunt, are discredited. I mean, at some point you're like, why do I even bother to come forward with this information? Or you go through it all and nothing's ever done to the person. And so you would just think, what's the point?
I don't understand the Whistleblower Act in the late 80s that they passed to protect people who are whistleblowers, because every time someone does it, they get in trouble.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways, despite the act.
Right. You're libeled or, I mean, slandered or whatever. Yeah, I would, yeah. Why you would think it doesn't even pay to go through the harassment, to even try to make things right. So,
All right. Chinese health officials reportedly monitoring an increase in cases of a new human virus called the, get this, the metapneumovirus. Metapneumono. It's like a really,
Metapneumono.
really bad pneumonia and respiratory infection. All right. For people that use Facebook only.
I was going to say, yeah, the whole meta thing. Only if you use Facebook or any of its affiliates do you
Yes.
get this virus.
Yes, it's the metapneumovirus. All right. Good news.
I just feel like it's going to be one after another, due to the fact that humans are,
Dirty.
kind of spreading too far on the planet.
Yeah, we are overpopulated. I think that's what is causing a lot of our problems, and what some people say is change, and people becoming more callous and cruel, less friendly, all that kind of stuff. There's too many of us, so I voted to myself off the island.
Oh, nice. I think it's overpopulation, and I also, of course, it's the fact that you can travel anywhere on the globe, and even if you go to one of the farthest places from here, Australia, 22 hours, you can still be somewhere, and so I think that's a huge part of it as well. But yeah, sometimes Mother Nature's like, okay, let's get rid of a few.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you get a disease anywhere. When I was sitting at the counter getting signed in yesterday at the clinic, the lady that was signing me in constantly sniffling. And after I heard, I was sitting all the way up against the counter, and after I heard the second one, I moved back a couple feet. And I'm sorry, you're sick. Don't go to work.
Right. Or wear a mask. I mean, we've kind of gotten
She should have
used
had
to.
a mask on. I'm waiting to get sick now after her sniffling within 2 feet of me.
Right. So, yeah, I think it should be a requirement by your employer. If you have the sniffles, if you don't feel well at all, you wear a mask while you're at work today. So, yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me that we.
And I don't believe that story of people when they say, I can't wear one because it affects my asthma. I'm sorry, I got one of the worst cases of asthma ever. And no, it doesn't.
Exactly.
Pull it up.
It's just an excuse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. So,
All right. We're going to move on, Val. I've got one more good news thing here.
all right. Good news?
Yes, good news. Post Malone left a $20,000 tip for a single mom in Houston on Christmas Eve.
How awesome is that?
Oh, man, why don't I meet people like that?
That is really cool. I love to see when celebrities pay forward their good, their success or whatever. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And up in Canada, facing discontent over his leadership, Justin Trudeau has resigned as Canada's prime minister.
Wow. Again, it's one of those things I feel like when at some point you're like, I've had enough abuse. And I don't want to spend the next 4 years dealing with the U.S.
Yeah.
So
It'd be funny. Other world leaders are quitting because they don't want to have to do a state dinner here. Maybe they're allergic to McDonald's. All right, fans of Spider-Man. After Zendaya, is that how you're saying your name? Zendaya showed up at the Golden Globes wearing a giant rock on her finger. Family source confirmed she and Spider-Man co-star Tom Holland are officially engaged. This is a really bad idea. Here's why, Val. I spent a lot of time in theater, and relationships that start during a play never end well. And look at all the actors that have gotten together because they did a movie together. I mean, look what happened to Paul Nicole Kidman. Did a movie with Tom Cruise, ended up getting married.
there you go.
So, bad idea. Though I don't think those romances that start during a play or a movie ever last. So just
I think because you get into character and the, relationship within the movie, it starts to feel real, I guess.
it does.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And then you realize afterwards when you're not playing that character anymore, you really don't like each other.
I lost a girlfriend like that once in the 8th grade. Her kissing
So
my
you're
co-star.
speaking from experience.
Yes, but the nice thing was after the play, she took me back. Of course, it was the 8th grade. Thank you. Been single ever since.
I thought maybe you were in community theater with somebody else we know. But,
Huh.
yeah.
Huh. I'm going to just think on that one for a while. All right, let's move
Locally?
on. Oh, yes, hopefully. Well, let's move on to bits and breaks. We've got a bunch of leftover holiday jokes. What are we going to do with these?
Read them.
Oh, okay. You go first.
Heads up, Scott, only 353 shopping days until Christmas. Hey, don't be shocked by what I just said. The commercials will be on TV in a couple of months.
Yep. Excuse me. They say this is a good week to make your Christmas return since your kids are back in school, parents are back at work. I only had one return this year, and I'd rather enjoyed it. It was taking my brother-in-law to the airport. So glad to see you go. No.
Okay, we're back to real life now. You know the holidays are officially over when your kids go outside and build a playhouse out of dead batteries.
Thanksgiving is come and gone. Christmas is history. The new year has begun. This, of course, means it's time we prepare for the next great holiday, Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, yes. Unless your team isn't in it, then you might not care.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. A little laugh to everybody who received a book from me for Christmas. They're due back at the library next Monday.
Val, I'm going to have a problem with that. Can't believe you do that to me. All right. Chuck broke another one of his New Year's resolutions, Val.
He did.
Yeah, I saw him in the studio.
Soon?
Yep, I saw him in the studio trying to squeeze a donut into the shape of an apple.
Time to eat healthy.
Yeah. All right, here comes Val with a new thing. It's called not resolutions.
All right. And instead of resolving what you will do in the new year, allthingsfrugal.com suggested you can make resolutions of what you will not do.
I like
And here are a few that were shared. I will not overschedule my day. Things tend to take longer than you plan for. Schedule 75% of your time, keep 25% free.
Okay.
All right. I will not say yes to everything. Saying yes to everything clogs your day. Make sure you are saying yes to what you actually intend to do.
Yes.
I'll be saying no to everything. I will no longer put what I want at the moment over what I want in the long run. Oh, like that extra 20 minutes of sleep feels good, but puts you behind. Think about the long-term effects of your actions today.
I should do that when I'm snacking at night.
Yeah. Remind yourself that this isn't going to help you achieve your goals of being healthier, right?
Right.
It's a good idea. I will no longer get trapped in media microwave mentality. Media microwave mentality. Things
Okay.
take time. Problems are resolved in less than 30 minutes only on sitcoms. Appreciate the stages of projects and goals instead of expecting instant results.
Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah. And I won't give up. Never give up. When it seems like there's no answer, push on. The answer may be just around the next corner. Don't let fear or anger or frustration or your money or your in-laws stop you from living your life.
Ooh. I gave up once,
Yeah.
and it still haunts me.
Oh.
It was something I wanted to learn. Like large sites like Craigslist where everybody has their own account, or Facebook where everybody has their own account. They use, what do they call it, MySQL databases and stuff. And I tried once to learn how to do that. And it's one of the few things that I tried to tackle that I couldn't figure out in my life. And that was 20 years ago. And it still bothers me. So on my bucket list, it still says, learn how to make a MySQL database. I keep putting it off, though. 20 years. I got time, I think.
You've got time, and it'll be good for your brain as you get older.
Yeah. All right, about New Year's resolutions. We're going to keep this going so we can put all this holiday stuff behind us and get ready for the next one, Super Bowl Sunday. All right.
That's right.
New Year's resolution is something that goes in one ear and out the other.
Oh.
Youth is when you're allowed to stay up late on New Year's Eve. Middle age is when you're forced to. I feel like ever since I was a kid, I've been forced to stay up till midnight every New Year's.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Could you start
Sometimes
drinking
you're just
about
like,
9? And after a couple cocktails, I'm ready for bed. So by 11? Yep.
Exactly. I can drink champagne tomorrow.
Though no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending.
Oh, I like that.
I had kind of something similar, a thought the other day, talking with a friend and talking about kind of like the way society is today and how everybody kind of can be short with other people. Like we feel like we've lost that niceness. And I was thinking that, people, especially when we were running through this election, the whole Make America Great Again. And I don't think people understand that America nor the world has ever been great. Atrocities happen every single second. Atrocities are, whether it's great in our own country or not, atrocities are happening across the planet, in homes, everywhere. So there really is no place to go back to that was perfect. Your only chance for that is today.
Right. And you work for, it's that old saying kind of, if we don't learn from the past, we're bound to repeat it.
And we haven't. We've
not learned.
Yeah, we are idiots when it comes to history. And the only thing I think we're really good at is being afraid and making fear breeds bad choices. And we're really good at that. All right.
And I think we've gotten really good at glossing over our history.
Yeah. Well, what do they say? The victors get to write it, so you're never going to know the truth if you weren't there firsthand.
Right. And even if you were, nobody will believe you.
All right, last one about New Year's resolution. Start living now. Stop saving the good china for that special occasion. Stop withholding your love until that special person materializes. Every day you are alive is a special occasion.
I like that.
All right, and now here comes Val with, my resolutions.
Oh, these are mine too.
Okay.
Believe me.
Okay.
I will at least try to wear pants most days. I'll feed the dog something other than cheese. Charlie likes it so much.
I think only when he's going away in the truck with Dad.
I will resolve to get in shape. No more having the kids bring me beer. I'm going to get up off this couch, walk briskly to the fridge, and get it myself.
No, you're not. You got that robot, the beer robot now. Brings you beer whenever you want. All right. Do the next one. That's funny.
All right. This is a big one for me. I'll shower twice a week with soap, whether I need it or not. And I will, last but not least, listen to that little voice inside my head that says, don't listen to those other voices.
I'm the only one you need.
Well, you know what? I thought about another one that I'll add is that, I'm going to quit drinking so much this year. Little voice told me to, but then I realized I don't listen to drunks.
Wait a minute. There you go. All right, Val, here's some signs to tell you when it's January. Okay? Stores
Okay.
offer 95% off Christmas merchandise. Obvious sign it's January.
Mm-hmm.
The colors of red and green make you want to vomit. Two colors that don't go good together. Just saying.
And you can't ever put them together without it looking like Christmas, because I've learned that as an artist, is no matter, you're like, okay, I can put this combination together, but it's always going to look like Christmas.
That's like this morning. Let's see if I can remember the name of the song. I tuned into the radio station, getting ready to do the show, and Maddie Pop's song, Going, Going, Gone, came on.
Okay.
It sounds like a Christmas song in the beginning, and I'm like, we had a problem where there was an error in the computer, and Saturdays it kept going back to Christmas cards and then playing hard rock, and we eventually got figured out where the error was in 200 lines of code. But yeah, Maddie Pop started this morning with that song Going, Going, Gone, which sounds just like a Christmas song for the first 30 seconds, and I came flying up to the computer going, oh my God, and it wasn't.
Thank goodness.
Yes. All right. It's January when tax preparation companies start advertising.
For sure.
It's January when every Christmas toy in the house has dead batteries. And it's Christmas when there's plenty of parking spaces at Walmart. Or you mean it's over? Yeah. Okay.
One that's so bad in our area, so bad, is Fred Meyer's on the north side. You can never, during the holidays, find a parking spot in that place.
And that's a big parking lot. That's crazy.
It is, yes.
All right, Val, we're running low on time. Will you skip down? I believe it's a story below this one. 8 things you didn't know yesterday with Val.
I feel like it's normally only 4 things you didn't know, so we must have acquired a few, with the holidays and everything.
We did. I learned a few extra things.
Okay, 8 things. 8 things you didn't know yesterday. In Japan, the number 4 is considered to be unlucky because the Japanese word for 4 sounds very similar to the word death.
So if I walk up and point and say 4, you should be scared.
I should. That's so bad. It's unlucky. All right, the next thing, the average day is actually 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.09 seconds.
Okay.
All right. We have a leap year every 4 years to make up for this little shortfall.
It's like trying to understand pi.
Keeps going on and on and on. 3.14, blah, 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 right? All right. In New York City, approximately 1,600 people are bitten by other humans each year.
Okay, that's creepy.
No kidding.
Wow.
And those are the only ones that are reported.
I can't find one person to bite me.
Not even nibble.
Not even when I say bite me. All right.
All right, here's one for Scott, since he would like to go to Florida with that special someone. There are almost 1.6 million swimming pools in Florida.
See my problem? Is there no one? Is there no one? I need a pool in Florida.
Let's see. The oldest person alive today has seen a complete turnover in the Earth's population.
Ooh. Wow.
Okay.
That's depressing. I have 0 friends left. That's what Dad told me. Our dad, as he was he goes, one of the worst things about aging is that you realize if you live long enough, you look around and realize everybody I know is dead. That's horrible.
Everybody I knew, is gone. Yeah. So this one for you. This might kind of take you a minute to get, because it did me. You got to wrap your brain around this one. Moonlight is sunlight.
No, my mind. No. For me, though, just a puff of smoke.
Kind of like one of those duds of fireworks, right? All right. A banana is technically a berry.
Not again.
And finally, this one may blow your mind. McDonald's grills its beef patties for exactly 42 seconds.
Which is plenty long. Have you seen how thin they are? Might even be 2 or 3 seconds too long.
Oh, goodness. That's crazy.
All right, Val, let's see. Doing a time check. We're looking at 8:04 KCHW Chihuahua. We're going to break in just a few minutes. But some goodies before we go. Val, let's go back and forth on this next one I have called Movie Trope. So when we watch a movie, we're required to suspend most of reality to fully immerse yourself in that movie. A popular trope is someone getting shot, but somehow harnessing the energy to get back up and take out the bad guys. Here's some others thanks to the internet. Val, would you like to deliver the first one?
Sure. Activating a fire alarm station does not, in real life, set off sprinkler heads. Neither does setting off a smoke detector. And when one sprinkler head does activate, it does not start all of them flowing.
It doesn't? Huh. Makes sense, though. Can you say sprinkler head again?
Well, because it says sprinkle head in the cheat sheet, and I had to stop and say sprinkler.
All right, here's something that I learned the hard way. Chloroform takes ages to have an effect. Darn movies really messed me up. You wouldn't just touch a rag, doused in it to their face, and then they're out. You have to stand there for a good 10 minutes. I know.
Oh, there's going to be calls to the police. If you get hit in the head and don't wake up in a few seconds, but wake up several hours later in a plane, in a house, or in a foreign country, you have a severe brain injury, and you are probably in really bad shape.
Bullets fired by bad guys at the back of cars go through metal, seats, glass, etc. If you're being fired upon, the bullet won't stop at your trunk lid.
Films often show characters knocking out others with a single punch. In real life, knocking someone unconscious is difficult and can cause serious injury. We're back to the severe brain injury.
Yes. Sometimes you have to whack them on the head several times.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see. In medical dramas, defibrillators are often used to restart a heart that has been flatlined. However, in reality, defibrillators are used to correct irregular heartbeats and cannot restart a stopped heartbeat. Why did they not tell me this when I got the CPR certificate?
Brad struggles so much with this. He'll get so mad when, there's little things like this, but sometimes you really have to suspend reality because it's so almost stupid. It's like, that would never happen in life. So, these don't make sense. Money, part of watching a movie is reality. And, you just got to go with it. So the one that really gets me in the medical dramas, and I think you will probably agree with this, is there's always a doctor who's determined to find out exactly what's wrong with you, right? They just throw every test at you, turn over every rock. They're not going to give up till they find out what's wrong with you. It never happens in real life. It gets to the point where they're making you feel like it's all in your head, or, just throw some pills at you, whatever it is. But I have yet to find a doctor that would really do that.
All right, I'm gonna crack your mind, Val.
Okay.
My new doctor yesterday, spent over an hour with me.
What?
And scheduled every test under the sun.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm keeping her.
No kidding. I wonder if she has a place in Florida.
That's what I was thinking, but you're not supposed to date your patients. I should have asked her out and said, I'll drop you as a doctor.
No matter how good you are.
Yeah, that's right. I'll pass. I'll pass if you make a pass. All right. All right, there you go.
But I mean, isn't that crazy? I mean, I had to see 7 doctors one time to get a diagnosis because they kept on throwing me to the next one. We don't know what's wrong with you. Here, go see this person. 7 doctors.
It'd be nice if they just looked at you and said, I failed that class. I'm going to pass you on.
The worst was when I had a doctor tell me I knew more about my
We lost you again.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Now you're back.
Oh, there we are. I'm back. Yeah, I had a doctor tell me I knew more about my affliction than he did. Now, when you're having nerve issue and you're seeing a neurologist, he should know everything about your situation. Or if not, he knew I was coming. He could have looked up a little bit about it.
Wow. The fact that he admitted that to you.
I know. That was the time I left his office, went out into the car, and had a little mental breakdown and cried all the way home. It was like, yeah, sometimes it's really disheartening. I feel sorry for people with chronic pain and the people that don't believe them.
I've got a couple great ones that I really enjoyed. One time I sat up, they wanted me to go through some more tests. I've been in the emergency room for about 9-10 hours. And I just stood up and started putting on my clothes, and they all started freaking out. And the doctor says, you could have an aneurysm in your spine. If you don't let us do a spinal tap, you could drop dead in the next 5 minutes to 2 weeks. And as I was putting on my jacket, I said, it's okay. I've got great life insurance. And I walked out. And they're screaming,
wow.
You have to check out. You have to check out. And I said, what do you mean? I checked in. You got all my info. And I just kept going. There's nothing they can do. I also had a doctor tell me once that might have something, and then he explained that it was, if it was cancer, there was one that would kill me, and then the other one, I'm not going to go into the treatment, but it was a fate worse than death. And I said, all right then. And I started to get up to leave, and they really wanted to do an invasive procedure on me, which I'm not going to describe on the radio. It's hideous. And I said, I'm not doing it. And he's like, but you could die. And I said the same thing to the doctor. It's okay. I got great life insurance. And I walked out the door. And there's
when the treatment is worse than the affliction, right?
Exactly. And we get so railroaded by the whole medical industry. There was something about that brought me an immense amount of joy. Walking out of that emergency room without checking out and telling the doctor, no, I ain't doing that. And making a choice. If you're right, I'd sooner die.
I've had a good life.
Yeah, I'm going to take my chances. All right, quick time check again. I want to roll this out, Val, because nobody was on the radio yesterday for January 6th, and I am referring to the insurrection that some of us have left behind, but I think it's an important day in our history. So yesterday, January 6th, marked the 4th anniversary of the attempt to overthrow the election. I'm going to throw out some stats here, Val. Scale of the attack. And I mean, you can tell me if you knew about these or not, too. Between 2,000 and 2,500 rioters breached the Capitol building. The damage exceeded $2.7 million.
I didn't realize that many because as you saw the videos that day, it was hard to tell the scope of how many people were actually in there.
Casualties and injuries of the day, 9 people died as a result of the insurrection, and additionally, 140 officers were injured at the scene.
And it was horrible. I saw one of the Capitol policemen talking yesterday, and he said, we had officers lose their eye. And just, we never saw the scope, or were told the scope of the injuries that these officers endured.
Speaking of the officers, among them, 4 officers who responded to the attack that day died by suicide within 7 months.
Wow.
Weapons and explosives, at least 20 rioters were armed with pipe bombs. Pipe bombs were also discovered at both the Democratic and Republican National Committee headquarters, and Molotov cocktails were also found in a nearby vehicle. All right.
the people that want to reframe this as a peaceful protest
Are full of it.
are full of it.
Far-right extremist involvement. Members of the extremist groups like the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys played key roles in planning and executing the attack. Leaders were later convicted of seditious conspiracy, with Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio receiving a 22-year sentence. Is Trump going to roll that one back too? He's made promises to release all these people.
Yep, to pardon
Yeah.
a good many of the
Yeah.
rioters. It's crazy.
Trump's role in resistance. Former President Donald Trump resisted deploying the National Guard to quell the violence and later referred to January 6th as a day of love. And a bunch of you reelected him. And what you did is going to dawn on you really soon.
I cannot understand a police officer that voted for him. I just can't. I don't get it. This is what he did to your fellow civil servants or first responders, maybe is the right term. This is what he did.
Yep.
And so to gloss it over or pretend that the facts aren't real, that he had no part in it, all of that makes me crazy. And they played a clip of him again yesterday saying it was a day of love. I wanted to vomit. I really did.
Yeah, that's probably something he shouldn't say. And to believe that statement is a shame too when people died. To call it a day of love, to believe that it was a good thing. All right, enough of that.
I saw a shirt. I got one more. I saw a shirt then this past week that had the back of it had a picture of Trump, and it said, "Hey, Democrats, you missed me," referring to when he was shot at. And Brad's like, well, they didn't miss the two people in the crowd who died that day. And how disrespectful to wear a shirt like that.
Yeah.
So, okay,
wow.
I'm done.
And here's just to add to that comment, Val, it was both Republicans that tried to assassinate him.
Right.
Card-carrying Republicans. So that comment makes no sense either. Enough of that. We have to forget.
I might forget, but I will not. No, I will never forget, but I will not forgive either.
Today could be the best day ever if you make it that way, though, right? All right.
That's right. That's right.
When we come back, we're going to do some fun stuff. We'll do some celebrity birthdays. We might even throw in some trivia that we've got saved up. But we always wrap up the show with a look at the dumbest criminals on the planet. It's odd news, and that'll come your way in part 2. Hope you'll stay right here on KCHW Chihuahua. We will be right back.
It's 8:18.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ShuilaFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ShuilaFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service NOAA Newscast, January the 7th, 2025. I'm Mike Clifford. Judge Juan Merchan has denied Donald Trump's request to postpone his Friday sentencing for his hush money conviction, the judge said in a filing on Monday. That from CNN. They report Trump's lawyers are likely to appeal Merchan's decision to a New York appeals court. CNN notes that Trump's legal maneuvers come on the same day that he was certified as the winner of the 2024 presidential election, and 4 years since he tried to overturn his election loss and his supporters rioted at the U.S. Capitol. Next, progressive advocates are expressing concern over President Donald-elect Trump's nomination of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Amy Adams with Progress Iowa has been on the ground in small rural towns, hearing concerns from residents about Kennedy's controversial stance on vaccines and his alleged promotion of baseless health claims.
They didn't want to see vaccines discontinued. These were individuals who had seen polio in their lifetime and the impacts of this. And just the concerns with Kennedy specifically and his ties to misinformation, vaccine conspiracy theories.
Those concerns aside, some progressive Democrats are considering supporting Kennedy for his stance on reducing the heavy corporate influence over the U.S. food supply and his goal of getting more chemicals out of what people consume. I'm Mark Moran.
Meantime, Indiana lawmakers plan to address uneven workloads in trial courts. Next session, instead of adding judges, they will move judicial resources.
The 2023 weighted caseload report shows Indiana has enough judges, but some counties are overwhelmed, while others are underutilized. Hamilton County has the highest workload with a utilization rate of 1.34, while Union County has the lowest at 0.35. GOP Representative Chris Jeter of Fishers chairs the House Judiciary Committee. He says he'll introduce a bill to fix the imbalance by reallocating judges to areas with greater need.
Even though it's hard, it needs to happen. And in order for us to continue meeting the need of counties that are growing, we have to start doing this.
Judges in affected counties will stay in their roles until their terms end. Opposition to the plan comes mostly from smaller counties, where some worry of losing vital judicial resources. Jeter says the interim study committee also recommended adding judges in counties like Hamilton, Elkhart, and Vigo.
This is a change that we need to make. It's not going to be easy.
This story was produced with original reporting from Marilyn Odendahl for the Indiana Citizen. I'm Joe Willery, Public News Service. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Lawmakers will take up the issue next session. This is Public News Service. A unique mental health tool called the Climate Emotions Wheel is making its way into classrooms, helping students process their feelings about climate change.
Designed to supplement traditional therapy, the wheel encourages students to identify and navigate emotions such as anxiety, fear, and anger related to the climate crisis. The wheel offers a flexible approach based on research by Dr. Panu Pakala, a leading Finnish expert on eco-anxiety and ecological emotions. Sarah Newman with the Climate Mental Health Network highlights its significance, describing it as a fluid process.
Sometimes it's both joy and sadness, or anger and inspiration. But the wheel is really an important tool for people of all ages to understand and name and validate the different emotions that they're experiencing because of climate change.
This story was produced with original reporting from Rebecca Randall for Yes Media. I'm Tremel Gomes.
And a Pennsylvania environmental justice group is voicing concerns about the block sale of U.S. steel to Nippon Steel, citing its effect on the community and jobs if it does go through. Our Daniel Smith has more.
On Monday, Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel filed a lawsuit challenging the Biden administration over the decision. Matthew Mihalik, executive director of the Pittsburgh-based nonprofit Breathe Project, says Nippon's bid would not have benefited union workers or the community as it didn't include a long-term plan for helping the Mon Valley. He adds Nippon said they would honor all collective bargaining agreements, but the union contract expires in 2026.
So if you look at the big picture, really what Nippon wants is the Big River Steel brand new electric arc non-union facilities in Arkansas that U.S. Steel spent over $4 billion over the past couple of years purchasing and building up as a threat to deunionize U.S. Steel.
Finally, despite recent gains in sales, electric vehicles still face skepticism over concerns like the battery not holding up in cold weather.
Research has found that bitterly cold temperatures can reduce the average driving range of an electric vehicle from anywhere from 25% to 41%, depending on the circumstances. Ingrid Malmgren with the group Plug-in America says while some of these effects are real, they can be overstated.
A lot of EVs now include heat pumps to help the batteries be more efficient and to work better in cold weather.
And experts say drivers can take certain steps to ensure their commute goes smoothly. That includes using a setting on most newer EV models that warms the battery to an optimal temperature, allowing for faster charging. I'm Mike Moen.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Hear us on radio stations big and small, your favorite podcast platform. Find our content and trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
And we're back. It's KCHW 102.7. Scott and Val on a Tuesday. All set up for part 2 of this morning's morning show. We're going to kick off the segment, Val, with celebrity birthdays, and I got a couple jokes for the first one.
Kenny Loggins, 77 years old today.
Yeah. He's rewriting some of his songs to go along with his 77th birthday. First one is called I Dropped My Cane and Now I'm Really Footloose.
Oh, bad.
Sorry. The other one is called I'm Not All Right.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
77 isn't that far away for us, Scott.
No. Next one.
All right. Erin Gray from Silver Spoons, 75 years old today.
She was also in Buck Rogers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Buck Rogers.
Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
All right. We used to think that was good TV right there.
Nope.
David Caruso is 69. Katie Couric, 68. I would have never guessed her at 68. I'm going to have to tell Brad that one. He's going to be shocked.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way. All right.
Yeah, no way. Nicolas Cage, 61. I have a love-hate relationship with Nick Cage. I mean, we'll generally watch whatever movie he's in. We watched one the other night that was so stupid. It was a waste of, I just lost an hour and a half of my life I'll never get back.
You never know whether it's going to be really bad or good with him, you know.
Exactly. So, another one for you, Dougie Doug was in Cool Runnings, 55 today.
All right. He was also on The Cosby Show.
Okay.
All right.
Jeremy Renner from Marvel Films is 54. I really like Jeremy. It was horrible what happened to him a couple of years back.
He is better at jumping out of the way.
What's that? Oh, yeah. He would have been way better if he jumped out of the way.
Yeah.
He must have believed his Marvel Films hype, that he could really take this on. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. But he was in a TV series on Netflix, maybe called Mayor of Kingstown.
I think it's Paramount.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, Laura Cohan, who is Maggie Green on The Walking Dead, 43 years old. Formula One driver Lewis Hamilton, 40 years old. Robert Sheehan from who is Claus in Umbrella Academy, 37 years old today.
Klaus. It's Klaus.
Klaus.
But you can call me Klaus.
Marcus Scribner from Blackish Scribner is 25. Sophia Wiley, who is in High School Musical, the series, is 21. And Blue Ivy Carter, Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter, 13 years old today.
Wow, I had no idea there was a High School Musical, the series.
The series.
All right. Moving on. I like to call it history. It happened today. We start off in 1927, where the Harlem Globetrotters played their first game. I can't believe they're still at it. That makes them all almost 100.
I know. The fact that they can still dribble a basketball.
Did you really say that? Wow, Val. Yes, they dribble. You know, that happens to a lot of men after 50, so... Shame on you. You made me blush. All right. 1992. Wow, from 1927 to 1992. AT&T released a video phone. The price was only $1,500. Nobody bought one.
Oh, well, and the price still hasn't changed today, probably. You're looking at an iPhone, it's probably at least $1,500.
But people were okay with it when it came prepackaged with something else, apparently. So.
Evidently.
All right, 2002, 40-year-old Romanian woman stopped hiccuping for the first time in 14 years following surgery in Bucharest. Sounds safe. They probably have better health care than we do. I'm sure they do. And I think pretty much every civilized country has better health care than we do. I read a thing on it the other day. Doctors said that her hiccups were caused by a lymphatic cyst that had grown after an earlier operation. All right.
Can you imagine? I mean, you must. How can you sleep? You're probably. Well, you definitely are hiccuping all night long too. How do you sleep?
Whoop! Woke myself up. Woke myself up.
Exactly.
All right. 2006, a retired Arkansas nurse saved her brother's chicken, Boo Boo, by administering mouth-to-beak resuscitation after the fall was found floating face down in the family's pond.
Oh, man.
Give me that little beak, baby. Wow. I'm going to leave this one alone. 2000. There's so many places I could go for jokes.
Uh-huh.
A terrorist attack on the offices of a satirical newspaper Charlie Hebdo in Paris killed 12. That was 2015. 2019, Amazon topped Microsoft to become the world's most valuable listed company for the first time. And 2024, Lily Gladstone became the first Indigenous person to win a Best Actress Golden Globe for her work, Killers of the Flower Moon. There you go.
Wow. It had to wait till 2024, huh?
Mm-hmm. All right, special events. We call them goofy holidays depending on what they are. And here comes Val.
All right, Harlem Globetrotters Day. You know, they dribble.
We covered that. They're almost 100.
International Programmers Day.
Wow. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. It's a Bobblehead Day.
Which is what most international programmers look like.
Oh, a day just for Scott. It's Past Gas Day.
Oh, I can't believe you changed the setup. I was going to say Val.
Hey, my bad.
Wow. Whoopsie-daisy.
Oops. Silly me.
Hey!
Oops.
Oops. I did it again, baby.
That's what Brad said. I think everybody should do that when that happens. Whoops, I did it again, baby.
All right, finally, last but not least, it is Tempura Day.
Ooh. Can you drink that by the glass before you cook it? Because it's really good.
That's right. Fry everything in tempura.
That's right. All right, moving along this morning. Number of the day, Val, 50 million. And that's the number of visitors to Disney World in Orlando in 2023. 50 million.
Wow.
Now, do the math. $300 each.
Wow.
At 50 million.
You know, I think right now I would have no desire to go to Disneyland, Disney World, any of that. When we took our kids, you know, what are we looking at, 30-ish years ago? You had lines, but not lines like there are today, when you can only get through a few rides because you spent the rest of the day standing in a line. Not my idea of fun, especially with little kids.
No, it's not. Ever fun. All right. Let's move along. Val, we haven't done trivia. We were running a little late on their last break. Let's go. Head-to-head trivia with a brother and a sister.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Before we start trivia today, I'd like to point out that our mother only bought books for Val.
Oh. That's because you used them as like jumps for your Hot Wheels.
Yeah, probably. All right, would you like to roll out the first trivia question, Val?
Sure. This has been downloaded over 4 billion times to tablets, smartphones, and other devices.
It's been downloaded to tablets and devices, so it's some kind of game. 4 billion. Tetris?
No. That dates you.
Oh. Well, I was thinking of someone that's been around a long time.
Okay.
Well, there was Pokemon Go, or Pokemon something where everybody was like trying to find them. And
right,
then,
the geolocation game or whatever.
And then I think the other one's big one, Angry Birds.
Angry Birds.
Angry Birds?
And its spin-offs. Yes, 4 billion times.
What about Tetris? Come on. All right. Let's see. One for Val. Mom gave her all the books, if you haven't heard. 60% of home buyers said they would pay extra for this feature. Something you would find in a bedroom.
Like a jetted bathtub, sauna, spa, something like that.
Nothing with water, no.
Nothing with water. Wow. Okay, what could be in a fireplace?
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh.
But not it. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out.
Women. This would mean probably more to a woman than a man.
Okay.
It's in the bedroom.
I don't know if I'm trying to like a huge walk-in closet.
Yes, there you go. Walk-in closet for all those shoes.
I guess I'm figuring that most new homes come with like big walk-in closets, so that was kind of down on my list.
Do you remember when we were kids, the house there at the old 49er? That the walk-in closet? Oh, man, you put a twin bed in there.
Exactly.
All right, your turn.
All right. By the time you reach 60, you will have lost about 40% of what?
Your hair.
Well, definitely not you. No,
for
not
most
your
men,
hair.
their hair. I've lost more. Virility.
Well, we're talking men and women.
Okay, virility. Let's read the question again one more time.
By the time you reach 60, you will have lost about 40% of what? I feel like I haven't lost this, but maybe I don't know what I'm not knowing.
Maybe you don't know. Is that a hint?
I don't know. Brad, I do feel like has lost 40% of this. I don't feel like I have.
Hair. I've heard something like this before, but it was something about taste and smell.
Yeah, your sense of smell.
Yeah, I don't think that's happened to me either, because we just covered that thing. It's past gas day.
Yeah. I'll be like, Brad, can't you smell that? And they'll be like,
what?
No, I didn't smell a thing.
Hold on.
It's your cheesy lot of second-hand electric donkey bottom biters.
Okay. Val, according to a survey of 1,800 office workers, 2/3 said this happened up to 20 times a day.
Your coworker passes gas?
Close. No, it's not close.
It happens how many times a day?
20.
20. You get interrupted by someone else.
Mom gave her all the books.
At least that was always my excuse for not getting anything done.
I got interrupted. All right.
Here's one for you. According to one study, about 1 in 4 Americans never use what?
1 in 4 Americans never use.
And they probably should.
Ooh. Breath mints.
No, but close.
It's close? It has to do with being stinky?
Yes, it has to do with being stinky.
Charcoal underwear.
Those filtered ones.
Yeah, it's a thing. Come on. It's all I wear now. So when somebody goes, was that you? I go, it definitely wasn't me.
Definitely.
You wouldn't be able to tell. Something stinky. Deodorant.
Yes, deodorant.
I am one of those 4.
Never use it?
Never. And I've never. Okay, I can't say never. A couple times. Only because somebody gave me like a bath kit and it was in there. But one of my wives told me once that since I had no hair in I don't sweat there, and I really have no hair in my armpits, she said it was because I wasn't fully developed. What'd she mean by that? All right, Val, the discovery of these in North America occurred in 1818 in Connecticut.
The discovery of these?
In North America occurred in 1818 in Connecticut. Same things have been found elsewhere earlier.
Sasquatch.
You're close. Except it's real.
Sasquatch.
No, it's real.
Sasquatch.
No.
Okay, in 18 what?
18 in Connecticut. The first discovery of these in North America occurred.
Is it some sort of animal?
Yes.
Trying to think of what animal and that they didn't know existed before.
Well, they knew existed. They just never
But
found
not
any
in the U.S.
America.
They never found one here. I don't know. Crocodiles.
Dinosaurs.
Oh.
Yeah, first reasonably complete dinosaur skeleton, Hadrosaurus folki, was unearthed in 1858 in Haddonfield, New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. But it said in Connecticut, so, all right.
Oh.
I think it's my turn for you to deliver me.
Yes. Riddle me this. I can sizzle like bacon. I am made with an egg. I have plenty of backbone, but lack a good leg. I peel layers like onions, but still remain whole. Like a flagpole, yet fit in a hole. What am I?
Egg and steak breakfast?
This is kind of a tough one.
What
Sizzle
are
like
the
bacon,
what
made
are the
with an egg.
What are the keywords I should pay attention to?
Let's see. Plenty of backbone, but lack a good leg. can be long like a flagpole, yet fit in a hole. Hole, fits in a hole.
That's a tough one.
I'm not good at riddles
I'm
either.
going to guess. I'm okay at them. I'm going to guess snake.
Really? You got it? What?
Is it? Did I?
What?
It is a snake? Well,
What?
it's it comes from an egg. It's got a long backbone.
Yeah.
It goes
yeah,
in a
you
hole.
did. Good job.
Okay. All right.
All right. And Carrie, I guess you should be paying attention because she's been giving you the answers.
Carrie. Oh. Okay. I'm on the Facebook feed now. If she tries to help me again, or you.
Okay. And there you go. And she had them both right. Deodorant and and snake.
We should have her call in one day and go head to head with you. Sounds like she's read some books. Sounds like she had a mom that loved her. Wah wah wah. Is it back? Oh, it's back to you, isn't it? All right.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat 37 pounds of these this year. You're gonna eat 37 pounds of these this year. It kind of came up in the last trivia question, and you're gonna pay a lot more for it.
Eggs.
Yeah. In real life, we call that a gimme.
Yeah, that was a gimme.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, you ready for another one?
Yes.
A man drove all the way from New York to San Francisco, only to discover at the end of the trip that he had a flat tire from the very start. Yet his car was completely unaffected by it. How is that possible?
It was a spare.
That was a pretty easy one.
Yeah, I've been doing trivia for 14 years on KCHW, and that one has come up before. So, kind of not fair. All right. All right, Val, we're going to test your knowledge of European geography. How are you with European geography?
This ought to be hilarious.
I bought her lots of books, but no maps.
Right.
Right. What do the cities of Folkestone, England, and Calais, France have in common? I'll give you a hint if you don't feel confident about this.
I do not.
No confidence. Very low confidence. All right. Let's see. How can I describe this to you? Their connection is man-made.
Is it like a Euro train or something like that?
Something like that.
Something like that. But not that.
But not that.
Oh, what connects them?
Really popular. You hear about it in movies all the time, but they usually don't show pictures of it.
Oh. You hear about it in movies all the I'm drawing a blank.
Let's see let's see how Carrie still just says snake. It has to do with water, Val, and it's English.
It's English and it's water. The English Channel?
Yeah, the English Channel Tunnel. I'll give you that, just because it was ridiculously hard, especially for an American. Did you have any more for me?
Let's see. I think I'm done with yours.
You're done with me. Okay. Last one then before we go to odd news. What was the first soft drink to be consumed in outer space, Val?
First in outer space, I am going to go with Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's right. It's first for everything. First made, first choice. All right. We are ready to bring you the dumbest of the dumb. Here we go.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing.
Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, we always kick off the odd news with the news attack. First part is true. Second part is a bad joke. And here comes Sister Val.
All right, it's the time of year again when people start asking why the Super Bowl isn't played on a Saturday night. I'd actually like to have it on Thursday so the next day could be called Blackout Friday.
Yeah, why isn't it on the weekend? It'd be more fun.
Well, it's, they say how many people don't show up to work the Monday after Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so, it just seems silly that it's played on a Sunday.
Yeah. You could stop all that, America. All right. Now that the holidays are over, store shelves are stocked with Valentine's Day cards already. Candy, decorations. Valentine's Day, when your love is as real as the candy hearts on the shelf. Oops.
Oops. All right. It's also the ultimate excuse to spend money on things you'll eat in one setting.
An entire box of chocolates, because, well, that's what life is like. Diarrhea.
Or a box of chocolates.
Diarrhea. So really, life is like a box of chocolates. You eat the whole thing. Diarrhea. Sorry. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. You know what's coming. Love and something else.
That's right.
Diabetes. Okay, I'll stop now.
All right. A 9-year-old was caught driving in Italy. Mm-hmm. His response, officer, will you let me go if I give you my Disney Plus password?
Okay. New members of Congress have taken over. It hasn't even been a week, and already they've tossed a sofa into the swimming pool and peed off a balcony.
And nobody batted an eye.
And no one missed Mad Gets.
The weather has been frigid. It isn't bothering me. I stay inside by the warm glow of TikTok.
Oh, not for much longer, maybe. Have they squashed
Maybe
the cancellation of TikTok?
It'll be interesting to see what the new administration does. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
All right. I heard a comedian over the weekend. He said, hey, Matt Getz, don't let the door hit you in the forehead.
He does look like some sort of alien creature.
Have you seen him on his new podcast? He did something to his eyebrows so they're not in the shape of V's.
Maybe it makes him look a little more normal.
Little. Still got that forehead. All right. Obvious, according to a report by the National Traffic Safety Administration, multitasking drivers are 3 times as likely to be involved in a crash as people who don't. Which is why when I see a dog on a driver's lap, I actually feel safer because the dog is probably a better driver.
No distraction there either.
No.
Scientists say we will never be able to accurately know the number of the islands in the world, which is bad news for Walmart since it wants a store in every one. I don't even feel like it's Walmart. I feel it's like the Dollar Generals. They've gone up everywhere, every little town, every little spot. I mean, there's one in Loon Lake. There's one in Chewelah. There's one at Miller's, right by Miller's One Stop on Highway 2.
No way.
They're everywhere.
Wow. They do kind of like pop up overnight, too.
Mm-hmm.
So in Maine, every town with probably at least 800 people has a Dollar Tree and a cigarette shopper right next to it.
Really?
Yeah. Smoking is still huge in Maine. Everybody smokes.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's just, you see it all over where, in Washington and over the years, it's just, you hardly see, and now people hide in corners when they got to have their cigarettes. But in Maine, they're just walking all over smoking.
And can they still smoke in restaurants, or maybe not restaurants, but bars, taverns?
No, you can't. Yeah. But
Interesting.
the cigarettes and the weed, really big in Maine.
Well, I think you've still got the weed here, but maybe more people use like a vape pen or something.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the wonderful world of wacky but true. I think, were you last? Yes, you were. I will kick it off with a great story about kids. Maybe. No, the next one's the kid. All right, first, here's a rewind from KCHW archives. Shouts for help were piercing and alarming neighbors in Florida community. They said the scream sounded like a woman yelling, "Help, help, let me out." A neighbor called police fearing that someone was being held hostage. 4 police officers discovered a man working on his wife's car in the driveway. Asked about the alarming shrieks which were coming from his property, the man told the police, "I'll bring out the screamer." The culprit turned out to be Rambo, a 40-year-old green parrot. Rambo has been taught to say, let me out," when he was younger and lived in a cage. So apparently he's just free now. Wow.
Oh, you probably can really relate to this story.
I can. I put my parrot in the freezer, though. Just for a couple minutes. And then I opened the freezer door to see if he was going to behave. And he said, "I don't know what the chicken did, but I'm really, really sorry." All right, let's hear from the parrot himself.
Let's get loaded.
Don't worry, we will. Does Polly want a cracker?
Molly wants a drink. Let's get loaded. Champagne.
The fact that Pudgy the parrot has a cigarette shoved into his mouth is morally irresponsible.
How about a short one?
You know how hard I had to look this morning for a drunk parrot?
That's hilarious. All right, police in Italy pulled up next to a vehicle fitting the description of a car that was reported stolen. We talked about this earlier. When they looked over at the driver, they could barely see him. Turns out he was a 9-year-old behind the wheel.
Oh, that's awesome.
He called in a report of a stolen car. Not his son took the car without permission. Just stolen.
Nice.
Scary feet, scary feet, scary feet. Oh, the kid's away.
I don't trust this kid any further than I can throw him.
Well, a kid flew right over me and blasted a car with its laser vision.
Those kids.
Those silly kids.
Kids today. All right, off to Spain we go, where a burglar fell asleep in front of a TV after eating several plates of food in an apartment he had broken into. The sad thing is, this happens all the time.
So true. Half our stories are about this.
Yeah. The owner of the apartment returned to find the man asleep on the sofa, thinking it was his son. He was about to put a blanket over him for warmth when he noticed it was actually an intruder and tiptoed out to call the police.
Hey, guys. Okay, sleeping arrangements. It's going to be different, but,
All right, rise and shine, sleeping beauty. Come on, hop, hop, hop. Well, that's what you get for sleeping with your mouth open.
Oh.
I'm going to laugh about that all day.
Let's go to India instead.
Okay.
In Surat, a 32-year-old man took extreme measures to escape his job as a computer operator in the accounts department. Mayor Charapura woke up beside a road missing 4 fingers, claiming he had been the victim of black magic. However, upon investigation, authorities discovered that Charapura had chopped off his fingers with a knife and disposed of them in a bag to avoid work. Authorities revealed that Charapura purchased a knife, cut off his fingers, and tied a rope near his elbow to prevent bleeding.
I don't know if that's that dumb, because he's not going to be able to do anything with that hand, like work. I'm going to show up to next week's morning show like this.
You know you really hate your job.
All right, let's count our fingers.
He sticks out like a sore thumb. We'll find him.
Then he held my hand. At one point, I looked down and I couldn't tell which fingers were his and which were mine.
You'll be all right now. Of course, you may have trouble playing the clarinet for a little while.
Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Fingers away from the eyeballs. Enough.
Tired? No, I'm not tired. But my finger is. Well, I think I'll go in and put my finger to bed.
They make great pets.
Oh.
Apparently.
They generally do what you tell them to.
And you can use that finger to pick your nose so you don't have to use your own. Well, it kind of is yours, but different. All right, Val.
Oh, boy.
Is it you or me?
It's you.
St. Louis man received unexpected help when a stranger assisted him in freeing his car from the snow. So St. Louis man received unexpected help when a stranger assisted him in freeing his car from the snow. After the vehicle was unstuck, the situation took a dark turn. The Good Samaritan pointed a gun at the victim and demanded his car keys. Man turned over his keys and left to call police. Strangely, though, when officers arrived, they found the man's car was still parked in the garage, untaken.
Huh. Okay.
I forgot. I don't know how to drive. He successfully stole the car. He just wanted to know if he could steal a car.
Evidently.
Yeah.
Well, no good deed goes unpunished.
Look, you did your good deed for the day. Sorry it didn't work out for either one of us.
Well, I felt that it was just about my time to reciprocate and do you a good deed.
Shows you. Sooner or later, you must answer for every good deed.
Yep. But he got away with it, so all's good.
I have questions.
All right, take us out of this show. Yeah.
Bar in Portugal and discover that other people in the
Oh,
that here.
You're breaking up, sis. She's actually frozen in time. All right. Hey, there she. Oh, she was almost back. All right, I'm going to take over this story for Val since she froze up there. Darn internet. Drunk man woke up in a bar in Portugal and discovered that other people in the bar bought thousands of drinks with his credit card. Norwegian businessman said he remembered falling asleep at the bar and didn't wake up until the bartender gave him the tab to sign. Oh.
Don't worry. You've got Daddy here. He's got credit cards and cash.
I've been laughing at you for a couple of months. You just haven't been sober enough to hear it.
And you flash this kind of wad in front of some people, they'll kill you for it.
Yeah.
So we gotta have a credit card.
There he is, right there.
That guy gave you this credit card?
Yep.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't accept this credit card.
Damn, your drunk tests are hard.
Drink up, the world's about to end.
There you go. That's your odd news for a Tuesday. I want to send out, here she's back. A big thank you to my sister. Thank you for being here today, Val.
Yeah, that was weird. I was went to shut off the video just thinking that would help things, and then Zoom shut down altogether. That was weird.
Wow, you got back in fast.
All right. I did. It popped up all on its own.
All right. Coming up tonight on the radio, let's see, it's Tuesday. That means the one and only Dr. Jazz takes over the studio beginning at 6 o'clock, brings you 3 hours of jazz music. Follow that up with the Soul Show and a couple hours of great Motown tunes. Don't forget, every night at 6, we start different genres of music. And then tomorrow, right here on the morning show, it's Paula, Sharon, and Chuck giving you the lowdown on everything that's happening around town and Stevens County. And then I always turn to my sister and say, Val, any words of wisdom?
That's right. And I come up with this almost every time. Let's make a difference in the world. Just be kind to one another today.
Mm-hmm. Remember, today is the first day you could have perfection or be a better person.
That's right. It all starts today, not tomorrow.
Not 20 years ago, today. All right.
Today.
All right. Have a great today, and we'll see you next Tuesday. It is KCHW 102.7. Thank you, sis, for being here. Love you.
Love you, too.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to Mama.
This concludes the broadcast from World Control.
It's 9:03.
Your KCHW morning show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires,